In this video, we are going to show you how to set up an application and an environment in Quiemvi Cloud Platform. To set up an application and an environment, you need to set up first an organization and a project. You also need to set up an integration. Please refer to other videos on how to set up an organization and a project, as well as integration with a repository service provider. You might need to pause the video here. Let's select an organization and a project where you would like to create a new application. Go to the menu, select Pipelines, and then Applications. You don't see anything here because we have not created a new application here yet. Let's create a new application by clicking on the button. This is the first step to create an application in CCP. You will need to name the application you're going to create. You can use lowercase letters, numbers, and dash, but no spaces and special characters are allowed. Then select the name of the integration. The integration is a name of the connection you established previously with the repository Git provider. It can be GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. Remember, you can only select from the integration you created under the particular organization or personal account. Let's select a repository. Let's select an instance type. You can select from extra small, small, medium, large, or extra large, which are predefined limits and requests for CPU and RAM. In this case, we're going to select extra small. Next, you choose the traffic type of the application. If your application is open to the public and interacts with traffic that is outside your project, please select external. Whereas if your application is to service other applications in the same project internally, you can select internal. This runs the same process, but the public certificates are not generated. In this case, we will select external. Then hit next. We are in the second step of creating an application. Here, you can add environment variables to your application. Let's add port number here. If you have sensitive information, such as token, you are able to encrypt the information by clicking on the encrypt lock icon. Click on next. On this last step, you are able to create a scaling strategy. Memory rules means whether you want the memory consumption to scale horizontally. Let's put no for this application. CPU rule means whether you want the CPU to scale horizontally. Let's select no. Cooldown period is how many seconds you want to wait before scaling down when you no longer need replicas. Let's put 30 seconds here. Polling interval is how often the platform should be checking if the application is compiled within the scaling strategy. Let's put 30 seconds. Minimum replica is the minimum number of replicas you want to run when your application does not need to scale. Let's put 1. Lastly, maximum replica is the maximum number of replicas you want to run when your application needs to scale. Click on Create. We successfully created an application. You can see the name of the application and the repository that is associated with. By clicking on the arrow on the right, you can check the details of the application. Our application has all the correct information. Now, let's create an environment. Click on the menu, select Pipelines, and then Environments. You don't see anything here because we have not created any environment yet. Let's click on Create to create an environment. First, you will need to name the environment you're going to create. You can use lowercase letters, numbers, dash, but no spaces and special characters are allowed. Let's name this environment Test. Click on Create. Now you have a new environment. This is a necessary step to set up a runtime for the application. You can create as many applications and environments as you need.